Alright guys, welcome back to another episode. This one I've been trying to prolong as long as possible because I am not looking forward to making this video. This one's going to be our armor. Now, if you're using the same pack as me, the Modular characters by Senti, then you're up for pure pain. If you're using any other pack where you just swap between outfits, then it won't be so hard. And if you are, if you're not using the pack that I'm using, you can still follow along. The methods still apply. It might be a little confusing for you guys just because I'm definitely talking about what I'm using, not what you guys are using, but I will try and show examples and explain to the best of my ability for both of us. So again, like I said, if you're using, I'm going to show an example real fast right here. So if you're not using fantasy hero characters, and say you're using, like, I don't know, just like the adventure bundle where every character, you know, you have a character but there's no outfits, there's no, like, attachments, you just switch between outfits like that, this will still apply. And honestly, you guys have it lucky, because what I'm going to do takes so much work. What you guys have to do is, like, almost next to nothing. But we'll get into this now. This is probably going to be a longer video, and it's probably going to be multiple parts. That's why I've been trying to push this back as far as I can, but I think now is a good time to do it while we're setting up our vendors and item equipping and stuff like that. Just finished our consumables in the last video. So let's go ahead and, I guess I didn't show you guys. So since the last video, I only showed you guys food in the vendor, and I told you guys to do the rest yourself. Just rewatch the video if you had to. I'm going to show you what that looked like on my end now. So before we get into the actual video, let me just show you real fast. So I've got my 4 items in my vendor and in my inventory. So I got nothing in there to start, but I do have the gold. So let's go in here. I got my food now, goes up to 20. My potions only go up to 5. Alright. And now, to showcase, like, my food will put up my hunger here. My water will put up my thirst. And it's kind of hard to show you. Actually, I guess I could use my cheat to show you about my stamina and health. I don't have a real cheat menu to drop those down, only the hunger options. So, as you can see, my stamina is starting to go down a bit. So here's my stamina potion. Puts that up. Health potion puts that up. There you go. And that's pretty much it. There is a little glitch where if you drink one, you can't spam it, but if you drink one, you can spam the other stuff. So I'm thinking of putting, like, an invisible panel here. So every time you click it, it might set active that panel and then deactivate it by the time you're done drinking, just to stop you from spamming all sorts of stuff at once. But it doesn't really matter because it's not like it's breaking the game or anything. It just looks weird animation wise. But I'm going to do like a bugs and fixes video later, in case you've been following me almost to the T, almost exactly, then we'll do a bugs and fixes video later. But for now, let's just painfully do this next part. And I am sorry if you're using the same hero pack as me, because this is going to suck. It's not too late to switch over though to another character pack, one that's not so hard. But I'm gonna grind through it because it's worth it in the end. Alright, so under my player settings, I'm gonna create an empty. This is gonna be called outfit equip. Actually, I guess I should put that on my scripts here, off player scripts, because that's where my weapon equipped is. So outfit equipped script. And my dummy ass made multiple layers, so I got my torso, I got my legs, I got my helmet, and I got my back. So I'm going to have to create 4 here. Well, I'm going to start with 1. I'm going to start with my torso. No, I'm going to start with my legs. Legs equip. Alright. And I'm not sure how many legs I actually have in my stats. I think I only have 5 because I didn't want to completely kill myself. And if you don't have any idea what I'm talking about right now, don't worry about it. It'll make sense soon. So for my back, so this is all going to work just like how our weapons worked. So yeah, I have 5 plus 0. So 0 is going to be me naked. Alright, so we're going to be able to take our outfit off if we want. And yeah, so legs equip. I'm going to create an empty. I'm going to call it legs 0. Alright. So, let's see. On legs equip, I'm going to write the trigger. Trigger on update run conditions. Add conditions. If stats attributes player, and that will be legs equipped. If the value equals 0, then we will set active legs 0. Do I even have legs equipped on here? Weapons, drink. So I don't even have my armor on here, so I'm going to go ahead and add those in, because otherwise that's not even going to work. So let's go player. Let's add in our, so I have 0 to 5, so 6 plus the equip, so 7 to add. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to start off with legs equipped. Then I'm going to go in order here. Doesn't really matter, but 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we'll add another 7 down here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Legs 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Yeah, so this is going to be a grind. This is going to be a really big grind, but it is so worth it again if you're using this pack. I'm going to go to my player and shut them off right off the bat. Okay, so I've turned them all down to 0 to start. And let's go ahead and create a trigger. So trigger on enable. We are going to set active and find all the naked pieces to this character's legs. So I'm going to go under my modular characters, female parts, and that is our left leg, right leg, and hips. So we're going to set our 0, 0 hips to true, and 0, 0 of the other two to true. Alright. That's it for that one. That was nice and easy. Now I'm going to duplicate this 5 more times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, sorry, 6 more times, I think. It goes from 0 to 5. Yeah, that's right. So, on enable, and then legs equip trigger. So if player legs equals 0, set 0 to true, and then we're going to set the rest to false. So set 1 to false, set 2 to false, and 3 to false, 4 to false, and 5 to false. Alright, and what this is going to do is we're going to add another trigger. We're going to copy this one and paste it. And we're going to set all these to false. Alright, so that's on disable. Alright, so now these legs should completely work for us, 100%. And let's design legs 1. So we don't want our naked hips anymore. I'm going to go ahead and find stuff that I actually like. Oops. So we are going to go ahead and turn off the zeros for this one. And let me try number 1s. So I kind of like those. I want to keep those. So that will be our legs 1. So on enable, we will set active our hips 1, left or leg right 1, and left leg 1 to true. I'm going to copy and paste that. And on disable, we will set them false. There we go. Okay, so it's starting to look better. And then we're going to duplicate this again. And this is if player legs equipped equal 1, then we will set active legs 1 to true, 0 to false, 2 to false, 3 to false, and 4 and 5. Now, can you see why this is going to be a giant grind? Copy that again, and we're going to do this all the way for all 5 legs. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it there because there's no need to watch that. Okay, I'm on my last one here. So I'm just going to set my number 5 on 5 equip. We'll set 5 to true, and the rest of them to false. And just when you think we're almost done, probably not. Alright, so there. Now I have my script set, so depending on what legs is equipped is what legs will show up. Now, we still got to design which legs are for what. So, number 2, let's find some legs that I like here. So I'm going to shut off all these. And let's try number 2s. That's not too bad either, so I might just go with that. Make it nice and simple for myself. So set that to true, true, and true. And then copy and paste, and disable. And when I finish up all 5 of my legs that I'm going to do, I'm going to explain how to do it. If you're using a character that doesn't have these options and you're just using outfits, it's super simple. God bless you for doing that. Don't put yourself through this pain. Alright, so deactivate these now. And let's see what number 3s look like. And that's not that cool. No, we'll try number 4s. Exact same thing. Okay, so I'll be right back, and I will find. I'm going to do the rest of these off screen, but I give you a rough idea of what we're doing, so I'll see you guys soon. Okay, so I got my 5 pants, all of them being able to deactivate themselves on disable. Alright, and we have our script determining what we have equipped through our legs equipped. So that's been set. That all works. I'm gonna go ahead and turn all of these ones off. And then just have our leg 0 off on by default. Okay. Now, I think it's time we add those into our inventory and our vendor. So, actually, I don't know, because I need to get a picture for them. So I'm going to have to figure out somehow a picture. So I guess through rapid icon, I guess I could just put my character in there with the whatever one's equipped to take a picture. So I'm going to show that process just because, you know, if you are following me this way, then you're going to need to know how to do that too. So let's go ahead and I'm going to do I don't need a picture for the naked one. Just simply the other ones. Oh my god, this is going to take way longer than I thought. Okay. So, scripts. Nope. Player scripts. Outfit, equip, legs. So for legs 1, let's go find number 1 of each. Copy and paste all these. And oh my goodness, how am I going to do this? Okay, I'm just going to create an empty. Legs 1. Okay, let's see if this works. So I'm going to drop leg 1 and hip 1 into those. So I'm going to duplicate those and drop them into that. Alright, there's legs 1, and I'm going to drop that into our icons now of our project. God, I hope this works. Tools, rapid icon, and let's get out of there, reload it. So that does in fact not work. That's lovely. Let's try and just go to the actual modular characters itself. This might take a long time for it to load, who knows. Modular parts. Yeah, this is going to take hours, I'm guessing. This was a dumb idea. I should have just done outfits. I might even just do outfits depending on how grindy this process is. Okay, so let's go ahead and find those pants I was using. Oh dear goodness gracious. This is too much. This is way too much. Alright, so it was these ones. Alright, we'll go 512 by 512. Anything but point. There we go. Export. Selected icons. Okay. That is my pants 1. How long has this taken? And I'm not even done yet. This is 20 minutes to do one set of items for the most part. And apply. Okay. Now, let's go into our inventory. And we are going to open our, weapon tab. I'm going to copy weapon 1, drop it into our legs tab, close weapon tab, open legs tab. Put the button on, and let's go ahead and put that picture on. So there's our picture for legs 1. I don't like how big it is. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. I'm going to do that one more time. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm back in here. I'm just going to shrink this a little bit down and now re-export it. Alright, find that again, and apply, drag and drop that on here. There we go, that looks a little better. So legs, inventory, legs 1. Alright, and then owned, inventory legs 1. So if player legs 1 equals 1, then set active owned to true. Owned. Okay. Player equipped equals 1. Nope, we want player legs equipped equals 1. And run a condition, actually. So we're going to take that out. Not just yet. Conditions. Add branch. Slide conditions up. Alright, so if stat compare attribute player legs equip, come on, it's getting ridiculous how much stuff there is. So if legs equip equals 0, then we will copy and paste that. No, if equals 0, no, come on, man, what is happening? Okay, you know what? Let me just come right back to this for a second. Okay, so we're gonna do this one just a little differently than how we did our weapons and stuff, simply because I want to be able to unequip it back to naked state. So what we're gonna do is, so if our legs 1 equals 1, then we set the button to true. Alright? If game object is active false, that game object being our legs. So if game object 1 is false, then we will set active game object then we will set active legs 1 to true and set our equip. No, if legs are false, then we will set no, we won't set legs 1 to true, we will set our stat to true. Player leg equipped to 1. Branch that. If our legs 1 is active and we press that, we will set this to 0, and that should take them off. Alright, so that is that for our inventory version of it. So let me just double check this. So if legs 0, set that to true. Oh, that's not our inventory. Inventory legs 1. If we own them, set the button to true, and then we can equip them. Okay. That should work. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. And we are going to go ahead and make a vendor now for that. Just kind of set up the framework for the rest of them, so you guys can rewatch this one and do it for the rest. So, vendor UI, I'm going to copy and paste the weapon vendor and the actual weapon vendor itself, duplicate those, find my weapon vendor in game space, and slide it up here for testing purposes. Alright, this will be our armor vendor. Armor vendor, and Let's go ahead and change this stall to something else. Don't like that, don't like that. Let me see, stall. Hello? There's no armor stall anymore? Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and delete the stall. And I'm gonna find one manually here. So I'll come back once I find something that looks right. Okay, so here's my armor stall. God, this is painful. So sorry if you're doing this my way. My way is the dumb way. Until I know how to use inventory module, we are grinding. Alright, so there's my armor vendor. And the collision will set active to our new weapon vendor, or I mean armor vendor. And also, I forgot to mention before, our pause menu, I did it on mine, where I set the item vendor menu to false as well as the weapon vendor. Make sure you do that too. Now we're going to add the armor vendor menu to false in there. Okay, so back to our armor vendor menu. Let's see. Let's go ahead and, oh, I'm going to have to add tabs and everything. My goodness. Alright, so this will be our leg tab. And we'll just put in our one picture for now. Purchase legs 1. And let's set that picture to our picture. Alright, I'm going to set the price of that right off the bat. These are going to be, let's go $12.50. Alright, so purchase legs 1. If player legs 1 value equals 0, set the buttons to true. If legs 1 equals 1, then we will false. Button buy. So if player gold is $12.50, then we will subtract $12.50. We will add legs 1 and we will equip legs 1. $12.50 and purchased. Okay, so that was pretty easy for the vendor. And if this works, hopefully it does, then that should be the end of this video, and you'll just have to copy and paste that method for your other legs and your torsos and stuff like that. We're going to have to add the tabs in manually to switch between different armor tabs like we did with our inventory. So I'm just going to go ahead and close that for a second. Just double check that we don't have our legs, which is good. Alright, now we bought our legs. So they are equipped, and we can take them off. Now there's no stat changes yet either. That is something we'll get to down the line. But that is that. That worked way better than I thought it would. I thought maybe we'd run into some issues. I'm going to go ahead and save and exit and rejoin and see if our legs are equipped. Yes, they are. Still in our menu and should be still purchased. Perfect. That turned out way better than I thought. Took a little longer than I thought though, but we did set the premise for the other legs too, not just one. And before I end this video, I'm going to go ahead real fast and just add our tabs and tab buttons. So I'm going to go into our inventory UI, and I'm just going to copy and paste the buttons. Alright, so paste its child. Let's bring these somewhere over here. And let's see, let's get rid of weapon tab and item tab. These tabs are going to go right up here. No, they're not. I'm going to just put these buttons in our top menu, actually. Delete inventory buttons. And then our top menu, let's see. There's our gold and our button. So I'm going to move our gold down over here. And we're going to move these down. Okay, so I'm going to change the sizing of these as well. Every button is going to be about 60 maybe by 60. That looks a little big still. We'll go 50 by 50. And the backgrounds of the button will probably be about 60 by 60. That works for me. And I'll just even these out a little more. Okay, so there's helmet, torso, legs, and back. God, this is such a grind. This is killing me right now, boys. And there is our tabs. Well, we don't have tabs set yet, but so let's go ahead and create an empty. Or no, see legs tab. I'm going to duplicate legs tab. And I'm going to go ahead and bring that up here and call it tabs. Then legs tab will go under tab. Alright, so there's leg tab, helmet, torso, back. Alright, so let's go ahead. Legs, I think, was third on the list. Yep. So this is going to be our helmet tab. And torso tab. And back tab. And let's quickly add these buttons in. So, helmet button will set active helmet tab to true, and torso tab to false, legs tab to false, and back tab to false. Okay. Torso button will torso tab to true, helmet tab to false, leg tab to false, and back tab to false. Legs, leg tab to true, helmet tab to false, torso tab to false, and back tab to false. Last one. Back tab to true, helmet false, torso false, and leg false. There we go. And let's see, I'm just going to delete the purchased legs of these ones. And by default, we'll start with the helmet tab because it's first on the list. And shut off our vendor. There we go. That is our framework for our armor vendor, armor equipping, and owning armor. Now that's going to be a pain in the ass if you're doing it my way. But my way is by far the superior way because it is the most, customizable that way. So let's go ahead and try that again. So helmet, torso, legs, back, purchase, exit, Now we own legs. Let's go ahead over here. I'm gonna own some other stuff here. Let's buy a sword. And let's buy some potions to go with that. As you can see, this game is really starting to look like a real game. Let's go ahead and loot some stuff. Got some gold. Let's get some cloth here. And I can't get these with my sword, but as you can see, most of our mechanics still work. Our game has not broke yet. Got my resources up here. And yeah, that is it for that. I am not going to do the rest of the armor in the vendor and in the inventory. What I showed you will work for everything else. You know, those legs, you can do that for your other legs. That method, obviously, they're all legs. Those legs, though, you can do for your torso and your torso armor and all that stuff. So on and so forth with your helmets and your back. So, and now that you have tabs in here, you just simply switch between tabs and put them in the corresponding tabs. So that is the framework to that. That is the foundations. I'm going to do that way later on my own time. So I'm going to start something else for the next video. I'm not sure what. But that is technically our armor video. It's setting up our armors. And equipping them and buying them. And that's it. I know that was confusing, so I am sorry for that. That was a lot to deal with. But it is worth it in the end, trust me. And if you were doing, say, like I showed you earlier, with characters without the modular pieces, just outfits, then you would go, instead of, you know, having, I would have legs, torso, helmet, whatever, this would just be called outfit equip. And then however many outfits you're using, and these outfits would just set active to your outfit, and then set the rest of the outfits to false, on enable, stuff like that. It's pretty simple stuff. If you're made it this far and you're able to follow along, then you probably know what you're doing at this point with our stats and inventory, using stats for inventory. It's pretty straightforward. You just need the equip stat, and then, you know, armor 1 stat or armor 2 stat. And yeah, that is it. Sorry for the grindy video here, but it was good. It was much needed, had to be done. I was dreading it. Glad I started it. Alright, thank you guys for watching. And don't forget to, you know, send that support my way. Leave a subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Not for the series wise, but tutorial wise, because my series I got set in stone in my head. But tutorial wise, if you guys have any suggestions, I'm still doing tutorial videos on the side of this. I'm still working on another project on side of this too. Little mobile project that I'm not ready to show, but yeah, you know, be an active community. Show me some lovin'. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.